Living right next door to nightmare neighbours can wreak havoc on people's lives, and, in the worst cases, disputes can spiral out of control. It's Saturday morning in the control room in Nottingham, and an alarming call has just come in.
It's emergency. What's the emergency?
My neighbor tried to break my door with an axe.
Okay, is he still there now?
No, now he's gone.
When did this happen?
A few minutes ago.
Do you know who this person is?
He's my neighbor, I don't know what he's doing. I know he's a junkie.
Response cops Lewis Marshall and Lee Barlow are on duty, so the job is passed to them.
You got a call about banging on the door with an axe.
You've got a neighbour that's done something bizarre, so you've got to question where he's at, you know, what sort of mentality he's got.
As they approach the address, Lee quickly spots the property that's been attacked.
Yes, there is a big hole in the door. As soon as we pulled up and I saw the attacked door, I just thought, that's an axe.
Tried to come inside of the house. He has a sword and an axe inside of his hand. I tried to break the door.
Did you see that?
No. My mother, she was inside, she was calling me, I was outside. He's living right here next to me. It's not the first time it's happening. One time, the door was
Find out.
yeah, with my sister as well.
Do you have any idea why?
I don't know, sir, he's mental, I know this is...
The neighbour that attacked the door has gone back inside his own house next door.
The whole family were visibly shaking, were very scared, obviously quite traumatised by what had just happened.
Confronting the neighbour, who could be armed with a sword and an axe, has given the cops a difficult decision to make. Go in now, or wait for backup.
Public safety is paramount, and if he's prepared to do that, how is he still in the property? And the other thing, is he going to come out again in the very near future and do something similar? What saying?
Lee calls in to see if there are any taser-armed cops nearby.
We're about to knock on, just wondering if we've got a taser resource available. Lewis and I are both in agreement. We need to, you know, get this guy out of the address, make sure he's got no weapons, and make sure there's no one else in there, you know, that need our help.
But with no taser officers immediately available, Lewis prepares to use his CS gas, a form of tear gas that stings the eyes.
From my point of view, we sort of stood outside his house. He might know we're outside, he probably does know we're outside his house, and I wanted to get him out then, sort of at that moment.
Please. Your hands up to see him.
He opened the door but wouldn't fully present himself out of it, I noticed immediately.
Your hands up to see him. Come out. Come out the door. Come out the door. Come out the door. Come out the door. Right. Keep your hands up to see him.
Lewis uses his CS gas, but the man is too quick.
It's got a runner!
As he catches up with the runner, Lewis sprays the CS gas in his face. This time the CS gas has hit the target and the axeman has been forced to stop. But he's not the only one with streaming eyes.
Alright, full face with it.
The man's arrested and restrained by other officers while Lee and Lewis search his house. Inside, using their bodycams to record evidence of anything they find, they quickly come across a small arsenal of deadly-looking weapons.
In the front room there's a machete and another axe. And then in the window there's a ornamental samurai type sword, capable of causing lethal harm.
And there's something else in the hallway.
We have confirmed just inside the door as well there's a piece of a hand axe, which is consistent with the damage caused to the neighbour's address. Yeah, just on the inside of the front door.
My thoughts were, he's been seen to have some weapons, that if he comes to the door we need him out fast. So, with the information around with, I think it feels appropriate to try and pull him out reasonable force, and then as soon as he's got out, he started to swing, at which point I backed off and used my gas. Yeah.
Quite a large hand axe, a very large machete, and then some kind of decorating tool, I suppose. All three. I mean, this one, you can still see the white plastic on the end of the axe. That's obviously come from the damage that it's caused to the next door. But very nasty tools.
But the menacing weapons aren't the only things they find. In the kitchen at the man's house, another discovery is made that could shed some light on his behaviour.
Looks like it's some kind of amphetamine, been kept in the freezer. He's obviously got a set of digital scales here where he's been cutting it up. And he'll be using that as some kind of cutting compound. So, yeah, suspected to be drugs. Doesn't appear to be intoxicated, so yeah, it may well be under the influence of some other substance, which is why he's done what he's done to his neighbour's house and why he's reacted to us the way he has when we've knocked on the door. So we'll seize that, we'll get it field tested, and that'll tell us exactly what it's going to be.
The neighbour whose door was smashed is understandably worried about living there.
This guy's coming back, sir?
Well, he will be released at some point, yeah. Obviously, he's your next door neighbour. Chances are he'll be given conditions where he's not allowed to have any contact with you guys. If he sees you on the street, he's not allowed to speak to you, and he should really be crossing the street. So you've not had any previous fallouts with him or anything?
Just one time I was inside the kitchen, and I saw him with the sword and the knife. It's like that, just like that, straight away. And after like 1 minute, it was like only that time.
You didn't tell us about it? Right. Yeah.
We don't want.
You don't want trouble or anything? Okay.
What can I do? What can I do?
Well, yeah, you've done the right thing this time.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. He's obviously come out wanting to fight, and now can go to the cell and sleep off whatever is affecting his behaviour at the minute.
The cops have got another problem. The man's small dog, which got caught up in the chase. Arrangements are made to make sure it's looked after.
It's got water, it's got food.
That's it.
Yeah. Basic tiny thing, it doesn't need much, does it?
Got quite a bit of excitement to it.
The evidence Lee and Lewis have found in the house will go towards securing a conviction.
I think at the end of the day, there's a family next door absolutely terrified of him. They've had the door smashed to pieces with his weapons, and now we've locked him up, and you know they can.
Why have you got all these sort of things in your house? If he's prepared to go out and use them on his next door neighbour's door, where does that stop?
The following day, more harrowing details came to light when Lee took a statement from a teenage girl at the address.
Turned out the sword, he'd actually pierced through the door and like thrust it through the entire door up to the hilt. And the 14-year-old girl was walking towards the door when the blade came straight through, and she's had to literally jump back to avoid being run through with it.
During the scuffle with the axeman, as well as getting a face full of CS gas, Lee also got a fist in the face.
How? This is the only time I've been punched in the face in 14 years. So I got punched by an offender and then CS by my colleague.
The axeman pleaded guilty to criminal damage, possession of an offensive weapon in a public place, and assaulting a police officer. He is currently waiting to be sentenced. He is also still under investigation for being in possession of the drugs found in his kitchen.